At 5, the double homicide in Seattle's Georgetown neighborhood was a vicious crime, but allegedly just the latest act of violence by a man who's been in and out of jail for the last several months.
Fox 13's Matthew Smith just got out of the King County Courthouse, where he has been tracking the disturbing new details that we're learning tonight. Matt?
Well, David, Jamie, these victims died in a horrible, horrible way. There honestly is no other way to explain it. One of the victims stabbed more than 60 times. The other victim stabbed more than 100 times. Now, the suspect will spend the night behind bars here. There will be a bail hearing tomorrow, but as we're learning through our reporting today, prosecutors have had a difficult time keeping this suspect behind bars despite a lengthy criminal history and a number of violent accusations against him.
John Marcel Williams.
His name was called, but John Marcel Williams would not show up in front of a judge today.
Court has information the defendant is a refusal.
On Sunday, 2 people were killed here on Martin Court inside this apartment building. In court, we learned the victims, a 53-year-old man and a 55-year-old woman, were stabbed 60 times and 100 times apiece. Going back to July, at this tiny home village, we see the beginning of a violent pattern. According to court records obtained by Fox 13, Williams brought a woman to this tiny home village and attempted to rape her. Police report that, quote, John threw her down on the bed and held her down. He started to hit her with a belt and to try to take her clothes off. He would not let her leave, end quote. She eventually got away, only to be followed. Before police arrived, though, she was hit in the face twice and thrown against a car. That landed Williams before a judge. But according to the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, SPD never filed paperwork that would allow them to charge Williams with a felony for attempted rape.
King County prosecutors didn't decline to file charges, and we will act on it immediately when we get it. It's just an ongoing investigation with police.
But Williams did land back in jail again, this time in September, for a fight with multiple victims getting hit in the face. He pleaded guilty and got 56 days time served. He walked from jail just 2 days before Sunday's victims turned up dead.
I really miss her. This should have never happened. She didn't deserve it.
One of the victim's friends, who didn't want to be ID'd on camera, tells Fox 13 this should not have happened. Meanwhile, it's still unclear why it happened at all.
She was a delightful person. She always put smiles on people's faces.
So despite the violent accusations in the past, despite the long crime list or rap sheet here in Washington and in California, this guy was back out on the street. Now, talk to the King County Prosecutor's Office today. They tell me they have 72 hours after they're initially in court to bring those charges, or they have to move on. In this case, SPD says that they do still have an open investigation, so there could eventually be charges in this case. I should note, though, that a judge would have the ultimate role of deciding whether or not this person would have walked. Now, in the past 30 minutes, I got some charging documents, so we're getting some new information here about this case, how police actually tied John Marcel Williams to this crime. There is surveillance video with him walking into an apartment with one of the victims who he says he knows, and police say that when they showed him that video, he did ID the person in the video as himself with this eventual victim, and when he came back out, police say he had blood and lacerations on his hands. We're also learning the names of the victims. We're going to be breaking all that down for you at a later time. Make sure you check back at fox13seattle.com. We'll be updating the story as we continue to learn new information. Now we're live in Seattle. Matthew Smith, Fox 13 News.